the results that one gets from really using a open-minded, open-ended team that really does value the contribution that can come forth from each individual is both unpredictable and extraordinary.
Organizations are turning to teams and their potential for co-creation to reinvent the world of work. The team format, though rich in diversity, does not automatically ensure higher results. To achieve the team's purpose of transforming human energy into higher performance, they must learn to manage diversity and relationship dynamics through each phase of their development before they can stabilize and perform.
It may take longer to form a team when we have to get to know each other across differences. We may have a stormier experience if we have more diversity and we struggle to understand each other. How do we bring the best of what all of us bring to the table to action?
Most teams move through an early phase of initiation before learning to bridge conflict and negotiate new ways that lead to higher performance. Now, how soon will this team, with new relationships being formed and differences somewhat beneath the surface, notice the signals of potential problems and correct them?
Well,
the best information I can get is they decided not to buy from us. Apparently, the overseas salesman came across as arrogant.
what? Craig Mann? Arrogant? He's not arrogant, he's confident, positive. What?
All I can tell you is how he seemed to them.
Ooh, I love these. So long. Thanks. Nice meeting you, Zach.
Well, what do you think?
Well, he sure knows his stuff.
Yeah, I think we should go with him. Listen, it's your suggestion that we develop the CD-ROM in time for the next market cycle, so you've got to be able to work with whoever we bring in on this.
Now, Leslie, you know me. I can work with anyone.
Now, what we don't have is a lot of time to search. He's been working with interactive media on his own for some time now, so he's got that kind of guerrilla sensibility it's going to take to make our deadline. And he's hungry. We need that on this.
Huh? Sounds great.
Lily, find me the number for Peter Holmes. I know a guy who's been working for years as an instructional designer, very organized, freelance now. If we can bring him in to develop the material, then Zach can concentrate on the visual and technical aspects. I think the two of them together could be a really good balance. The rest of the team we can build from in-house. Small but diverse. That's the way to go, don't you think?
Well, like I said, sounds great.
Just as you wouldn't bring all finance people into a team when sales and finance and human resources and every other functional area required, why would you bring the same looking, same thinking people into that same opportunity? It shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I really appreciate you bringing me in on this, Zach.
Hey, we always said whoever got the first big break would bring the other along, right?
Yeah, people say a lot of things, but you carry true, like with my green card.
You're the best interface designer around.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I only hope the rest of the team are people that we can work with. This is weird. Shouldn't we be meeting at a restaurant or something? I like starting out more casually. Well, with luck, the table will be round. Oh, don't let me forget to go over the bit about the new software package.
Zach.
Initially, when a team comes together for the first time, there are elements of apprehension, elements of distrust. There are also elements of saying, what can we accomplish with this team? What are our goals?
What kind of power will I have? Will I be accepted? How will we go about accomplishing the task? Who is the leader? And what does leadership mean? Who are the players on this team? The different styles?
But with all the talent at this table, I expect us not only to make that deadline, but to produce a product that puts us way out front in this emerging market. So we're expecting great things from all of you. Mike actually is the one who pressed us into this new arena.
To whom we are all indebted.
He knows all about our customers, and he's going to be the one in charge of selling this thing, so his input is crucial. He'll be the direct contact with me. Zach is our creative director, our project manager, programmer, a jack of all trades, really. Jimmy and Zach have worked together on other projects for years.
I never leave home without him.
And we are very lucky to have Peter Holmes with us. He'll be determining the educational design for our CD-ROM. And Susan's going to be running the numbers on this one. She'll make sure you all don't bankrupt us.
Such a beautiful face is wasted on business. I think we should cast her as a character in our video segments. What do you think?
And Lily, way down there at the end, works very closely with me. Peter, you in particular should consider her an important resource. She's prepared training guides for me in the past. You folks are the experts. Truth is, I know nothing about this new stuff, so I am relying on you to, frankly, work a minor miracle in this very short timeline we've got. But I know you can do it. I am really excited about this team. I expect great things.
Leaders in high-performance teams must create the environment for the team members to be able to express themselves uniquely. It's the strength of leadership that allows the team to accept uniquenesses that were never allowed in the past.
I want to tell you a little bit about myself, and then I just want to go around the circle and hear the same thing from you.
You have to go through a process that will allow each individual to speak to the things that are significant to them, to speak to the things that are in their, I once heard the term, their kind of cash box. And their cash box is their knowledge, their attitudes, their skills, and their habits. But if we're willing to explore what's in one another's cash boxes, we can certainly, I think, capitalize on the differences easily.
The most important thing to establish in a newly formed team is a basis of trust, so that from that basis, one will have the safety with which to deal with differences, discomfort, and conflicts as they arise in every phase of the relationship.
Mike, so, what do you think?
Like you said, great things.
In order to build trust in any team, you've got to communicate. And communication is two-way. It's, I have an idea, and then you have to give me feedback. And you have to give honest feedback. It has to be candid, it has to be honest, and it has to be direct. Because no one likes it when someone listens to your idea, nods their head and said, yeah, what a great idea, then walks away and say, boy, that was dumb. They want to have honest, candid feedback so they know where they stand.
Like you said, great things.
Uh-oh. What's wrong?
You know that expression, slowly is the way to fast? It doesn't feel to me like everyone's in sync. We may want to slow down here so we can get to fast.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I'm surprised she didn't bring you into it. I'm sort of in.
I mean, further. I've seen your resume, Lily. You have a master's in education. This happens over and over. Leslie's way too slow bringing other women along. How long are you going to stay stuck being her personal assistant? It's been too long already. I'm sorry. The truth is, I really wanted to run this project, and I'm sick of being invisible around here. I just... Stupid me. I expected more from a woman boss. But I have no business projecting my frustrations onto you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It sounds trite, but those individuals have to know each other. And oftentimes teams are brought together and they do not know each other. And so it is very difficult for me to value what you bring to this team. Oh, I may know your functional skills, but that may be, quite honestly, only a minuscule part of what you can actually bring to this team.
So, you have my home number, and I'll get started on these files. The sooner you can get me the other information, the better. It really is a tight timeline we've got here.
Everything's on track, Peter.
I sure hope so. Well, I'll call you tomorrow. Nice meeting you, Jim. Nice meeting you, Jim.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
What is the deal with that guy? You know, as project manager, I should have been the one to hire him, which I would not have. I need to work with someone here in this room, not some freelancer who's only available by phone and fax, and who has an attitude to boot.
You may be misreading him. I get the feeling that...
Oh, no. I recognize the type. A stiff with an inside track. You saw how she carried on about how lucky we are to have him, and how wonderful he is, and how... I wonder how much they're paying him.
So that team must come together in a way that starts to understand, well, just who are you and what are you bringing to this team? If we know that, then I can start to build the relationship because I know where to trust you. I know where to depend on you. I know what you will add in value to our team, and you will know the same about me.
The sooner you can get the other information to me, the better. It really is a tight timeline we've got here.
It sure is. That's why I'm worried about us working so far apart. What kind of procedures could we put in place to make sure we're both on the same track and don't get our wires crossed?
Maybe that's something we should work out as a group.
The storming phase of a team is perhaps the most difficult and the one that can bog one down the most because it can be very non-productive.
That conflict, although scary for some folks, is actually very healthy. I can't tell you that how many groups I have seen where I've come in and worked with them where that middle conflict either it was not done, and so it was always under everything, or they got stuck there and all there was conflict.
Do you guys ever go home? Hey, Zach, take a look at this bill. Have you been buying computer stuff by mail?
Yeah, and we saved you a ton of money. Here, have some cake. Jimmy's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday. Without a purchase order?
We don't have time for that. Do you have any idea how fast we gotta knock this out?
Did you get a maintenance agreement on it?
I don't know. Doesn't it come with?
No. Look, however much you saved, it's not going to be worth a whole heck of a lot if your equipment breaks down without coverage. Here, I'm giving you a fresh set of purchase orders. To use, Zach.
Mais oui, ma chère.
I'm serious, Zach. Don't give me a headache on this.
Zach, it's Peter Holmes. I got the materials. I've got some concerns about the program you've decided to use to build a multimedia product. Give me a call ASAP. I might be able to help you avoid some mistakes. And please get back to me soon on the work I sent you.
So now you're an expert in my field.
I see the troops are all working late tonight.
What's the point in having a voice if nobody listens? Tell me that.
Whoa!
It makes me nuts. That's what it does.
Wade, you gotta help me with this. We all gotta stay positive.
I can give headaches too, you know.
You have to be very careful at that point when conflict does become a part of your team. So I think it's very important for us to recognize when we have conflict is that we don't brush over it that we try to get to the bottom of what's causing the conflict.
I got time. I'll listen.
It may be something very simple. It may be something another team member just didn't understand because of their background.
So resolving that conflict is very important. That's an expression of people saying, I am here and I'm going to contribute. And I have my own thoughts and feelings about things, and I now feel comfortable enough that I can share that.
Hey, Zach, take a look at this bill. Have you been buying computer stuff by mail?
Yeah, and we saved you a ton of money.
Zach, something tells me my wonderful systems don't exactly work for you. Why don't you tell me the problems you're having, and I'll see what I can work out for you.
Great, Susan.
There's nothing worse to a team than labeling one of its members. It's like putting a big sticker on their forehead saying, I'm stupid, or I'm lazy, or I don't have any good ideas. When you do that, you shut that person down, because the person has learned through the team's behavior that anything they say won't be valued, even though their idea may be the key to your success.
Peter, hi. How's it going?
I'm considering withdrawing from the project.
What? Why?
It's not working.
What's not working? Let's get Zach in here.
No, there's no point. Look, my mind's really made up. He has no respect for my experience, ignores my suggestions. I've given him pages of content over the last 3 weeks, zero feedback.
Did he give you a reason?
He doesn't have to.
You haven't talked it through and you're just gonna walk.
Sorry. As far as I can see, you've got a real mess on your hands.
Not all conflict is bad. Through conflict, you do end up periodically in what we call breakdown. But it's the breakdown that allows us to make the breakthrough.
Mike, what's happening with the multimedia project?
Everyone's working hard. We're humming right along.
Well, it can't be going that well. Peter Holmes just quit.
Oh, no. We'll never make that market deadline without him. The truth is, I've been worried about how things have been going for some time.
I beg your pardon? How long have you been thinking this? Mike, I don't want you to please me or to fake it. We've lost one of our key people. There is something terribly off here. So, for starters, I'd like to know where I've gone wrong.
When I'm working with teams and I see that they're in that phase, I get very excited and the hairs on my arms start going up because I know that we are about to move into another phase that is very important. But we need to do a good job here because whatever is not resolved here, you'll be taking it with you in the next phase of team development.
I don't think it's such a bad break. He's gone. We're actually better off without him.
Oh, Zach, ne sois pas injuste. Tu ne t'es jamais senti très à l'aise avec lui.
Voila. Look at the work he did. It's so tightly packed, it's unreadable. How am I supposed to work with that?
Oh, boy. His approach is verbal. Yours is visual. He details your big picture. There's nobody wrong in that.
Whose side are you on, anyway?
That's just it. I don't see sides. I see different assets, which you would be throwing away because you are used to having to be a one-man band. I prefer a few more instruments that work me. And so you ain't talking on the phone. So what? Couldn't you bend a bit?
Now, hopefully, the forming and storming have gone, they're done, and now it's really important to bring each individual's talents to bear on the question. So here's where we're looking for bringing out the talents of the individual in a way which adds to the whole.
And then, hopefully, they develop some levels of trust, and they're more willing to speak out. If the team leader can work on those differences, leverage them, make them part of the issue, and get the people to participate more, then we can get a more effective team.
What's this?
Oh, I've been taking customer comments and kind of charting them. I don't know, my sense of the perfect solution?
Well, I'll be. Some of these are good things for Zach and the other people to keep in mind. Like here.
Lily, I understand from Mike that sometimes I don't pay attention.
Now, don't be too hard on me for that. I said sometimes, not all the time.
Well, listening to you just now, I wonder if it hasn't been too many times. How would you feel about taking a more active role in getting this product to market?
Yes!
I thought you would never ask. I'm glad to use what I know about the customers. But actually, my real interest is instructional design.
So the real challenge is, how do I get this team to transform the potential energy that I've now got with all these diverse people into a higher outcome? And it's not just good enough to put people in a team. You've already got to build and manage that team, and in particular, manage the diversity in that team, the cultural differences, and the relationship dynamics.
Everything is connect the dots with him. Look what he turned the schedule into.
Funny guy. Too bad he's such a sexist.
You think Zach's sexist?
Don't you? Come on, some of those comments he makes.
What? That you're beautiful? No, I think it's more of a cultural thing.
It's all connect the dots. The food, the flirting, it's his way of making a family, that's all. And nobody is more loyal to family than Zach.
No wonder he drew all over this. It's pure prose.
Jimmy, check this out. I just found out about a new program, QVR. Just came out. It allows you to create a complete virtual reality by shooting just a few nodes. I wish we had had this weeks ago. Do you realize how much time this could have saved us? Susan, any chance we could buy one and get it in here sometime before, say, the next ice flow?
Actually, I was just thinking along those lines. You may have a point about some of our procedures being a little burdensome for your needs. And I'm sure we can find a way to streamline things. I may even be able to come up with some friendlier forms.
Thanks. I can use all the help I can get right about now.
Yo, Zach.
Yeah?
That new program? Peter mentioned it in a fax he sent us right after we started. QVR.
One of the ground rules is we are not perfect and that we will be making mistakes, and that we are wanting to receive some feedback around those errors that we make, and either in just understanding differences or even on a task, and that we'll deal with each other straightforward.
Peter, it's Zach. I owe you an apology. I had you boxed in educational design, and I didn't even realize how much technical knowledge you've picked up. Any chance I could get you back in here? Lily's working with us now, and I think that she could help bridge the differences between our two languages.
It is important that we learn from mistakes. Out of some mistakes will come some creative ideas that none of us may have thought of on a team. So that recovery allows for some creativity.
So we need to get comfortable with the discomfort, the temporary discomfort that comes from relating across difference, in order to discover the real comfort that comes from the difference and the real synergy that comes from leading with the difference.
I can't believe it. You guys don't like this little guy? His little red suit? The kids will eat him up. We couldn't have a better icon.
All right. It could have spin-off potential for auxiliary products.
There you go. A wise man.
This is about other products, and that's a whole different vision. Is that where we're heading?
Logic is a very good thing, but how about going for magic with me on this one, Peter?
Just tell him to sit down.
No, let him be. Whatever works for him.
How about going with budget for me? This little man looks complicated to animate. Is this really where we want to spend all of our budget? Is it really worth it?
I say no.
You liked it before we made you devil's advocate this morning.
I know. I argued myself out of it.
Well, fine. Nobody likes this. What do you think, we got a year and a day to come up with something?
Attention. Reality check. We should have committed 2 days ago, people.
In the performing stage of a team, of course, is when the rewards start to come forth. And then the synergies of the fact that even though individuals are working on their particular area of specialization, but they have ideas that can come forward to the whole team is really going to bear fruit.
I don't say the phone.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you.
All right, people. Let's see what we've got.
Susan and Jimmy for the Sprite. Zach still likes a little man, and the rest of us like the chameleon.
I can live with majority rules. Let's just decide.
3 for the chameleon is half. That's not a majority.
I'm with Susan. Bearing down on 8:30. It feels like a majority to me. Are we the only two here with families at home?
Wait a minute. We asked Zach to come up with something. He did. We rejected it. We owe him.
Lily's right. Jimmy, you're awfully quiet.
Well, 3 for the chameleon. I'm trying to get behind it, but... I think it's more animation than we want to do right now, too.
So, okay. What has a similar feeling, right? But simpler?
It should change, or symbolize change.
It has to match the material.
And capture a child's imagination.
Simple to animate. Generic enough to pose no copyright problems.
How about a wheel that turns?
Too plain.
It spins.
Changing colors.
Is that enough to animate?
Zach, it could leave a color trace.
Like a comet.
That's brilliant.
That's it.
Let's do it. We got it.
It could be fast or slow.
And it'll
Everything within the program. This is both.
We are not individuals that happen to be in the same room doing jobs that are related. When one succeeds, we all succeed.
Those people understand the value of each other. They have started to create the environment necessary to achieve high performance level.
We all are very unique, bringing very, very, very special things to the table. And the power that comes out of that, when all that makes available is really, I'm not sure we even can comprehend what we are able to create out of that.
I think if we can really communicate and relate across our differences, there's an opportunity for a kind of alchemy, a co-creation, where suddenly we mix my difference with your difference, whatever it is, a functional difference, or a cultural difference, or an experiential difference, and the two mix together, and suddenly something else appears that's neither mine nor yours. It's something totally new. And I think that is the ultimate power of differences. It is the greatest gift we have as human beings. It's the power of co-creation.
Teams provide an opportunity for higher performance and breakthrough results if we can find new ways of working that serve each individual, the team, and the organization. There are skills at each phase that can help. At the initiation phase, we need to uncover our differences and similarities. In the conflict phase, we need to build relationship and bridge conflict through an understanding of our differences. And in the negotiation phase, we need to seek neutral ground to find a new way. And finally, in the performance phase, to transform our relationship through full utilization of our differences to create team synergy. These skills help us to leverage the uniqueness of each team member and to build relationships that release the full power of a high-performance team.